Are you ready for this?
Yeah. Yo.
This is how we like to do it.
Oh.
What's the deal, yo?
Oh. What's up?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 100 Podcast, brought to you by Resurge TV. Today, we'll be having Miss Deondra Moore with us. She's a 5th District Council hopeful, and we're going to start it out with her, and then we'll get into the show. Why don't you tell them about yourself, sweetheart?
Of course. So I'm Deondra A. Moore. In addition to being a hopeful city councilor for 5th District for the city of Gallatin, I'm also an entrepreneur. I'm a mom. I am a consultant with my firm. I'm a facilitator. I am in the community really heavy. So I got like a lot on my plate. With being an entrepreneur, I guess is the thing that takes up the most of my time, in addition to everything that I have going with the campaign. So I'm the founder and principal consultant of Moria Business Consulting. What I do is I service clients with administrative support, brand development, and with me being in the customer service industry for so long, I decided to add that onto a service to my brand as well.
Cool beans. Well, I hope y'all got all that. How y'all doing? What's going on with y'all? Brittany, you straight?
I'm good. How about them Titans?
Oh man, I know that's right. Y'all know it. Better see us. Neil think we should get rid of Mariota, y'all. I'm gonna put him on front on live TV. He
Titans need a new quarterback. It's plain and simple.
I thought I ain't gonna lie. I'm iffy on him too, but he showed out this week, man. He showed out, and it's early, and he got a new system. But I'm halfway with you. I'm one
That's
foot in,
only
one foot out.
acceptable when you make it acceptable, because all the other coaches, well, all the other teams, last year the Rams, they had a new system. It worked. When the Falcons went to the Super Bowl, they had a new system. It worked. So, I can't really buy that excuse, you know what I mean? They are professionals. So.
True that. I mean, we ain't gonna get into it on this show, but we'll be back.
Right. I just think he can play better. He makes some good plays with his feet, and I just don't feel like, and this is just my opinion, I don't feel like he show up to the game every week. So
It's in the stat sheet. You ain't gotta be your opinion. That's factual. He be there. Oh no. What's going on with you, Alex?
Nothing. I'm really excited. Thank you so much for taking time out.
Thank y'all for having me.
No, the professional one. She about the business, y'all.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I take that as a compliment.
So you didn't have nothing going on in your life this week. Okay. She need to make her life, y'all. Don't let work do you like that.
That's true.
What's up with you, Brittany?
Nothing. I've just been working, trying to get my stuff together.
Ah,
What do
okay.
y'all think? But I did want to ask y'all what y'all thought about Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby.
Let me say, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have got time, because he did not. I don't think he did all of it, but some of that stuff he did, I will say, and I feel like he should have got in trouble a long time ago. But I don't think it's right that he the only one that is being held accountable. We talked about this, so I'm just saying.
It's true. I mean, everybody look at me. Okay. I'm going to take a quick stab at it. I always strip stuff completely naked. And when they say he's the only one being held accountable, you got to account for where it happened at, because different states have like different legal procedures, and who are you talking about isn't getting treated the same as him. Like, are you talking about famous people or the average person? Because they all should get treated the same when it comes to what they did. And I'm quite sure it's plenty of, I think you're talking about Caucasian people, it's plenty of Caucasian people behind bars for rape or rape allegations or what have we, whatever they've done. I'm sure it's plenty of them, but I do get it. I mean, past few years, guys got probation for rape, and a judge actually told this one guy he didn't have to do any time because of something. I can't remember it, so I can't give you the facts on it, but I know I saw it. The guy, the young white guy.
You talking about Brock Turner?
Behind the dumpster.
Yeah.
Brock Turner, yes.
He
wasn't
just.
his dad, or wasn't his family members like in the?
I don't know, but
think so.
he
I
got
think they were.
literally a slap on the wrist if you call
I think
that
his dad
that.
was like in the had some type of prestigious position or something like that. They had some type of money or something.
That's not. That's the part that's not like right, but I
Somebody
can't.
actually saw him do it.
I don't ever want to get it misconstrued. Like if you rape, I'm not behind you anymore. Mm-hmm. And like that's family, friends, anybody. If you rape, like I can't. I ain't behind that at all. I ain't got nothing for Bill, man. Bill wrong.
I have a hard time. Maybe it's just me picturing him raping somebody.
Well, he admitted to it though.
I mean, and I'm sure, but I watched the Dave Chappelle show, and so like,
What?
because he talked about Bill Cosby on there.
Oh.
It was like one of his first things on Netflix. Anyways, so I don't know. I don't know. I really don't care about it, honestly.
What?
It probably sounds bad.
So what's your stance on it though?
That's it. Like, I really don't, are some of them true? Yeah, but it's like so much time in between and stuff. Like, you don't know whose statement is valid, who's maybe lost or whatever. So I can't comment as to whether justice was served in his case, Plus, I thought once it was a certain amount of time that passed,
a statute of limitations.
Yeah.
I said that most of the time it applies to everything after like 7 years, I think. But I think rape and murder are it throws statute of limitations out the window. Don't quote me on it because I ain't sure, but I'm pretty sure.
But like I was saying, I don't want it to sound like I'm saying he shouldn't have got any time. I just feel like,
You want the plan?
We got somebody sent to grab peace. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, that's a sexual.
What?
That's sexual assault.
Donald
Though.
Trump, yeah.
And that ain't right either. Yeah, hey, look, that ain't right either. Sexual assault ain't, but rape. If somebody walk up to you in the club and grab your booty, you cuss them out, smack their face. That's it. This man dropping. He dropping pills in your drink, man, then take you back home, man. That's tough. That's tough, man. He raped with intent. It ain't like he say like, dang, I gotta have it. He like.
Or what's his name? Cove something. The judge, the Supreme Judge.
Kavanaugh.
Yeah, him.
Yeah, see all these cats.
His was rape. It was in high school, and they don't want to. It was a long time ago.
Did he admit to it?
Of course he didn't.
Well, Bill Cosby
is he
did.
the
I
one
didn't
with
think
that
Bill
girl
Cosby
came
said
out
that
and
he
did all that?
I don't know what all he did,
That
but
girl or
he's
whatever.
admitted to something, right?
No,
Bill
the judge
Cosby didn't admit to
the
that?
Bill Cosby. I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I didn't
like,
know that he admitted to anything. I was under the impression he said he didn't do it.
I think he
when it got
admittedly.
to 20 people, I just was like, this is just too much for me. This is just a lot.
20 people.
But
It's a
yeah.
lot.
But yeah, I just wanted to see what y'all thought about it.
Well, we ain't talked about what you think. Cause I'm kind of semi-aggressive sometimes, depending on like I can like judge, but like I ain't dropping no pills or nothing in your drink. But like,
You said I'm semi-aggressive. You mean towards women?
yeah, but not like come here. Like it's more like I'm trying to feel you out. You know what I mean?
Important, right?
Yeah. I mean,
He
hell.
has daughters though. Sure.
Yeah, I got a daughter. Like it's a difference between trying to be aggressive, and some women gonna tell you they like it, man. But it don't mean drug them and take them back to the crib, cause I just ain't feeling that, man. I can't stand behind Bill. And you know I'm pro-black all day long, but like some stuff is like I don't want nothing to do with it. You know, I'm down for the cause though. You know, I don't think.
His
Like I
reputation.
don't turn my back on him, but you know, D.L. Hewley, like they had a big dispute, you know what I mean, and like he like kind of blackballed him for saying something like that. So it's like I ain't feeling him anyway. He don't like the young black culture anyway. You see what I'm saying? Like,
But he did a lot, like with his show, with the Cosby Show. That's essentially where I was going with the Dave Chappelle thing. If y'all haven't seen it on Netflix, y'all need to check it out. But he was pretty much talking about he was his superhero, like growing up for a lot of people.
Right.
So what? He touched. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. No, but for real though, he was like what he did with his show, hands down, I think was like never seen before, and I think it was amazing. Like all of the characters on there, just what he brought to the table. And speaking to his personal life, like I said, I just find it hard to believe that. I mean, you know, I don't know. I just feel like during that time period, like he could have got a lot more. Just by telling people, like, you know, people seeing him, knowing him, but I don't know. You never know what people are into, so.
Yeah. Neil gonna leave this one alone. You ain't bothering this with him.
I mean, of course, I don't condone any type of sexual assault or anything of the sort. I think again, it goes to keep your circle tight, and when I say keep your circle tight, because being in fame or having notoriety, like people are coming at you for these type of situations. So if you know the history of Bill Cosby, he was like one of the first prominent African American comedians and actors in his time. Like he was the Dave Chappelle or Kevin Hart at one point in time. So for him to have such a legacy and him to create such a body of work that he's in a position to even discuss buying a network, and then if somebody doesn't like it, then they can just put out something that they don't really, they may not have all the facts, or to put out something that may be believable to prevent him from obtaining such a network. That's what I mean by keep your circle tight. And then also, again, my stance is the laws are not written for us to benefit us, so we have to understand anything we do is not necessarily gonna be fair. So what we say, we may say we want justice, but your idea of justice and their idea of justice may not be the same. So I just think we have to be very aware, have to keep our circles tight, and just be careful. That's really all I can say. You know.
Speaking of justice, Deondra, can I ask the first question?
Sure.
Do y'all mind? Okay.
You hold on. Do you got anything on Bill?
No, I was telling Brittany and Alex like off camera that, or before you even got started off camera, that it's the principle goes way when you were 4 or 5, even 3 years old. You know, from your grandmama to your mama telling you just need to keep your hands to yourself. So every action has a consequence, and he got his consequence.
Plain and simple.
If I can add to that before we get into the justice system.
Oh God.
The reason for that is you have to think about it. Like if you were made a star overnight and you was like #1 on the Billboard, like you was just made a star overnight, you know how many groupies? I take somebody like Moneybag or Young NBA. You know how many groupies they have? So if they take them back to their room, even if he never seen her, and then they could say, oh, he had me in his room and he kicked me out because I wouldn't have sex with him. We have social media, and then it'll be all over social media. So who believes the girl, and then who believes the artist?
Right.
So I'm not saying he did or didn't do it. I'm just saying to wait 40 years, and then it's like a class action lawsuit per se, in a sense. That's basically what it reminds me of. And then say, oh yeah, well I did have T-Mobile at that time. Let me write my name down.
Right.
In a sense, that's kind of how Bill was treated from my perspective. So it seems like he was already like hung by the jury of popular opinion.
I feel like for one, they have to prove it. A whole lot of facts. Yes, you got to have some proof.
It sounds good.
You have to have some proof for them to even bring it to court. Like somebody has to approve it. Say, yeah, we got enough to take this and bring it to the grand jury. So that's first, and then secondly,
The proof
like,
was green.
huh?
The proof was green.
Money.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But secondly, that the money don't like civil suit is different than criminal. Of course, I hope we all
Correct.
know that. So they didn't get any money by him going to jail. You see what I'm saying? Like if he goes to jail, you get no money.
Theory is that he couldn't buy the network.
Right. But I'm saying people going after him for his money. So that would make it civil. So why would all these people come out? It's like the what's that? Michigan State?
Penn State.
Penn State.
No, Michigan State. Not Penn State. The Michigan State scandal that just happened.
Okay.
Not Sandusky, but the other dude. They gave him, like, after all these years, he was with
you
the
talking about
U.S.
Ohio
Olympic
State.
team. No, the Olympic team.
Dr. Nasser.
Yeah, was that he Michigan State now? And girls kept coming, and they would shush these girls. You see what I'm saying? Until finally it got too big, and it's a white man, and like they gave him 1,000 years. You see what I'm saying? Like they punished him, but like they'll shush these girls, man. It does happen. Like I hate to say that, but like
I see it more.
people get shushed about rape a lot. You gotta.
I see it more out in a sense almost being, and again, I'm not advocating one way or another. I'm not saying he's innocent or guilty, but it almost appears to be more of a character assassination, more so than, oh, he committed these crimes. He needs to be, he needs to be reprimanded or whatever the case may be. So to look at his legacy, for him to have shows, and don't get me wrong, I love the show 2.5 Men. It's one of my favorite shows. I think Charlie Sheen is hilarious. But for Charlie Sheen to be able to admit what he admitted in his interview and say the things that he said, and none of his shows are pulled from the air. None
They
of his
did.
shows.
They did.
I watch 2.5 Men all the time.
He's no longer on that show.
No, I'm saying they pulled them from stuff. It don't mean that
I watch them.
I'm just saying they
all the
pulled.
time.
It don't mean that you can't watch them.
No,
I'm
I'm
just
saying I
saying
watch them on
Still
TV.
comes on
That-
Network 1 or something.
that's what I'm saying. Like they can pull you, and you'll never know. But I get what you're saying. You are right.
So
Once he
do you
came out,
watch
he
Network
got
One?
no.
You watch Network 1? You watch Network 1?
What he's getting
Exactly.
at is how they pulled the
Exactly.
whole show. You
Exactly.
can't watch
Right.
it on TV and rerun it.
Right.
What,
so I'm
the
saying
Cosby
Charlie
Show?
Sheen,
Yeah.
and he had anger management. He got a new show, so they didn't
Did
pull
he
his
get accused
production.
of
for-
rape?
It was more. They
Yeah.
allegedly he had sex with people while he was infected with HIV. This came out of his mouth in an interview.
See, that's what I'm saying. But they gonna look at it as consensual, even
No,
though
that's
it's heinous. You giving somebody something heinous.
People getting jail
You
time
can,
for
you
that.
can go to jail for
Yeah.
attempted murder.
Who y'all
Right.
who y'all talking to? I was in court while this went on. Not with him, but like I know that part. But what I'm saying is, like they look at rape, like as rape. Even though you got the AIDS, that girl consented or that guy consented to sex you unbeknownst that you have a disease, but that's part of having sex with people that's not your partner or even are your partner. You know the what's names, but you don't have a chance to fight it if somebody rapes you. Like I think they got rape right, murder then rape. Like I think that's the right order. You don't get any peace from it, like somebody taking something from you. And I'm a little biased because I know a few people who been in that situation, so I don't feel sorry for them. and I got somebody real close to me on the other side of that. And I don't feel sorry for him one bit. Whatever happens to him.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So, like we said before, we have Miss Deondra Moore here, and you are running for City Council for District 5. So, I would like for you to tell us and our viewers exactly what a councilman, councilwoman, like the role it entails. Exactly what it is, what you do, what and why is it important for us to know what it is and what are you gonna and what y'all do for our community.
Right. So that's actually one of the first questions I'm asked because a lot of times people like know what they are, but not necessarily like what that position entails. So we are the ones that are responsible for hiring and firing both police as well as fire staff. We do capital improvements. If there's
what's a capital improvement?
Right. So with capital improvement, I was getting to that. So with capital
Sorry.
improvement, it's like the dilapidated buildings that you see in the community. Those are the type of things that City Council does as far as like, do we tear it down? Do we try to save it? Like, what is it that we can do to move forward? So that's important as well. The infrastructure piece would be like building roadways, sidewalks. People can like walk safely. The state signs that you all see in the crosswalks, it's like you have to yield. You don't just like run people over. This is in GTA. We're responsible for that as well. And it's important, especially when it comes to the fire and safety piece, because these are the people that are in your community. So it's very important that you know who they're looking to hire and police your community or even patrol it or anything. So that's what's super important.
Tell me something.
Now, who stamps that? Is it like a mayor type of thing? Like if you present it, like, hey,
Like
this district needs, we gotta have something over here, like a stop sign or something. Like you can't just like write the government check. Like you go to the mayor.
Yes, so it's normally put to a vote with the city council meeting. So those kind of votes and stuff actually take place during the city council meetings. They're every Tuesday from normally about from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. in City Hall. And the stuff is put to a vote. Of course, majority rules, and depending on how the majority vote sways, that's how it normally ends up.
At the community council meetings, can like the actual community show up and vote as well?
No,
Like
it's
a town hall type thing, I guess.
Yeah, so the town hall is mostly made for that, but if any point there's something on the agenda, such as like public zoning notices and things of that nature, everything is put to the vote strictly by the council.
So then, in that way, like you're speaking for the people, right?
In a sense, yes, but the
Yeah.
community does indeed have an opportunity to speak several times throughout the meetings.
Right. Okay. And so, where is I told you I was going to ask you this. Where
Sure.
exactly is the fifth district located? What does it entail? Like the schools, all that stuff.
Sure. So the schools, it covers Union Elementary, Guild Elementary. It also covers Venus Stewart, Benny Bills. I feel like I'm missing one. I already said Guild. It also covers Howard Elementary. I don't know how I missed that one, and I live right across the street from it. But yeah, so those are the districts. Those are the schools that are in the district. As far as what it covers most of the north side. Those are the public housing areas here.
When you say the north side, give us the street name.
Absolutely. So yes, I was getting to that. So a Small Street, Pace, Carson, Hill, Ford, West Eastland, all of that over there, and extends all the way up to the administration building, which is the intersection of Belvedere, but it follows all the way to Tulip Poplar Drive. So that's right behind the Goodwill. It's a very large district.
Nice. So people who live there are naturally just considered in that district or part of that district?
Yes.
So then, like, where do you go to register to vote and all that stuff?
The administration building has the election commission. It's the room farthest to the side door when you get into. The election commission is where you can register to vote. Once you are registered to vote, they give you, of course, the registration card. It'll give you the ward that you live in. the district, and it'll also give you your voting precinct, which is where you'll vote on election day. But of course, during early voting, which starts October 17th, I want to make sure everybody hears me say that it's October 17th, goes in through Thursday, November 1st, and you can do that at the administration building. You'll have to have your photo ID. You don't necessarily have to have your voter registration card with you, but you do have to have your voter ID. Excuse me, your photo ID.
Do you think it's better for people to register to vote or to vote early?
Mm-hmm. It is. Only reason why I say that is because on election day, it's important to vote at any point in the game, but I think on election day, people are kind of like last minute, kind of like pushed to vote, and that's why it's open the earliest, and it's also open the latest, but it keeps you in the long lines. They move pretty quickly, but just the time convenience of early voting is very important. That way you're not having to like rush, take time off of work, which everybody can't take. I know that I can't. Right. So I always push people to early vote.
And as far as your campaign goes, so I just want to know, like, what all goes into like setting up a campaign, running a campaign. Like what, like how, I mean, I think it's on here, like how people can donate and all that stuff. But
so it's a lot that goes into it. Of course, when you finally decide that the position is something that you want to do, you have to be, in order to qualify, you have to be here for 6 months or more, and being an actual Tennessee resident in the city of Gallatin. Once that's done, there's a petition that's signed. It's an actual nomination petition that you sign all the pages for. In addition, there is a representative from the Sumner County Election Commission that signs it as well.
Who signed it for you?
The person that signed it for me was Debbie Pettigrew.
Nice.
So yes, she's a very sweet lady. I love her and both Miss Sherry. And I only say that because of the two ladies that I've dealt with since campaigning. But once that's done, there's 25 registered voters in your district that have to sign your petition. You take the petition back to the election commission. They verify that the person are indeed registered, not only registered to vote, but registered to vote in your district. Once that's done, they send you a very fancy letter saying that you're a qualified candidate. Once that's done, of course, the rest of everything's done. There's literature that's printed off, signs and buttons. I have business cards that have distributed to everybody, flyers. In addition to that, you either have to appoint yourself as a treasurer or appoint someone else. I was fortunate enough to where I have somebody who's also a great friend with me, but even better with money, to be my treasurer. And I got that paperwork and everything signed as well. Signed, like I said, signs have been ordered. Getting out in the area and canvassing, knocking on people's doors, visiting businesses, seeing what their concerns are, and finding out how to address those concerns, and finding out what type of things that they would like to see in the community as it relates to their business or as it relates to their family that actually lives in the district. So, and then
what have you heard a lot of?
I have heard a lot of the infrastructure part of it, as far as like making sure that there are actual sidewalks, because there's not very many sidewalks in our district. Another thing that I've heard of is just like the community events as well. My kid's dad is originally from District 5. He's from the north side in Gallatin. He also lived on North 4 for a very long time, Small Street, Lincoln Drive, all of that over there in those different areas. And his biggest thing was when he grew up, there were different community events and things that they used to be able to do as youth, and there hasn't been a lot of anything like that. So even before I got started with the campaigning, I started with doing the Clearview Fall Festival, but I wanted to make sure that I addressed that concern when it came to like seeing those events and tapping into the youth and putting their energy into, you know, not doing bad stuff and getting involved into other things. So
awesome. And you just had that yesterday, right?
I did, yeah.
And how was the turnout for that?
Ooh, so the turnout for that was, it was great, but it was a little overwhelming because we actually doubled our attendance from last year. Nice. This is just our second annual Clearview Fall Festival, but it was amazing. We were a little bit shell shocked because we felt like we were a little bit over prepared, but me and the girls were able to pull it together and put off a very successful event. So we're very blessed. Nice. It was a long day though.
Who are the girls who are helping you with that again?
Oh yeah, so the ladies that are helping with it, the Community Action Organization that I put that that event on in part by is Community in Motion. And the two ladies that I work with are Chapel Burnley, who's a local photographer here in the area with Effortless Images, and then Ryan Lewis, who grew up in the area as well. And she's worked with different people in the area with different things as far as like band, with Gallatin High School Band, and she also does tutoring as well.
Nice. And I got one last question. I know y'all have.
No, you cool.
Okay. So what I want to know is what made you like, I want the real answer as to what made you say this is something that I want to do, because you can think it and then you do the research and you're like, oh my goodness, I gotta go get it.
Yeah.
Because it would be hard for me to find 25 people to sign who are registered to vote in the district that I want to represent. So what was like your driving passion and what is driving you to want to do that?
The real answer is this was not my idea. It wasn't even something that I initially wanted to do. I had to be coerced into doing it, like literally drug up to the election commission to pick up my petition. This was not my idea at all. In fact, it was brought to me by several other individuals. I think I spoke to maybe 5 or 6 before I decided to even go up there and get the petition, and I finally got the nerve to go up there and go. And it just really just kind of started off with, what do you think about what's currently going on in our community? Have you thought about running for office before? And my initial answer that I have to everything, in case anybody asks me to do anything, is that I'm too busy. There is no way in Hades I can do anything else on my plate, especially running for a political seat. So it definitely took some convincing, like some hard, just like, these are the reasons why. Like,
so those, I would think that those would be like influential people. So
yes.
What do you think it is that they saw in you that they wanted you to do that?
I really think that they saw the work that I was putting into the community. Like I said, with me working with Community in Motion, we're not a nonprofit. We don't get grants. We haven't yet been presented with the opportunity to work with other businesses in the area. So every single thing that we've done in the past, including the Clearview Fall Festival, the end of the year ice cream social that we put on, and Wonder Kids Day, every single one of those events come right out of our pockets. So I think that them seeing the results of those there and like hearing about them definitely was a driving force to say that, this might actually work for you if you consider it. So
right. And where can people find more information out about the events that y'all hold and stuff like that?
Right.
Community in Motion.
Yes, of course. So with Community in Motion, if you go to Facebook, you can just log onto the app and just type in Community in Motion. You'll see a pretty picture of our logo. It's change, and then it's on the wheels because they're actually making sure that the change is in motion at all times. So you got to keep that moving. Nice. And it's our headshot as well. So yeah, that's how you can find out more about us.
That's good. So you said that you wanted to make sure you did stuff for the children.
Yes, I'm a mom, so it's very important for me to think about the babies.
Okay, so what is your vision going into, so if you are elected, what is your vision for the 5th district?
My vision for the 5th district is creating spaces for every single one of our children's interests to be harvested, dreams to be fostered. I know you and I were talking earlier about like when kids grow up, especially our African American children, they see pop stars and the rap stars, and they're going to be their way out. If I can be a rapper, if I can be a ball player or something like that. But my daughter, I actually asked her a couple months back, I was like, hey babe, her name's Kylie, love you, just hey Kylie. I asked her, I said, well, what type of dance class do you want to take? And she was like, Mom, I don't want to dance, I want to write. And this is the girl that like spends hours on end like actually illustrating and writing her own books. So, but I found myself looking at other areas like Hendersonville and Nashville for this type of places to foster her dream and foster her creativity. So I want to make sure that the vision that I have speaks to that. I would love something to where we can put together something and possibly work with industries, not industries, but organizations and businesses in the air to foster creativity. That can be writing, poetry, spoken word. We can talk about the rap career because, rap is rhythm and poetry. So things like that, especially when it comes to authors. We definitely have a shortage of Black authors and Black creatives, so I definitely want to spin on that and enlarge that territory.
Right. So, and I know a lot of times children have dreams, Like I was speaking to one young lady and she was telling me how when she was younger she wanted to write. and she really had a passion for it. But her mom was like, no, you need to go into the medical field because that's where the money is.
Yeah.
So have you ever thought about having like classes, or maybe even, I know we're talking about children, but even having events for the parents so they'll understand and they'll be able to not necessarily cater, but you know, kind of feed into their child's niche. You know what I mean? Like you might have a kid who likes to cook, so why not get them into culinary? Go to cooking classes, and you know, I mean, you see on you know, they have like the Junior Hills kitchen things and stuff like that, like because their parents are catering to their niche. You know, so have you ever thought about even like reaching the parents in any events and stuff like that?
To be honest, I haven't thought that far ahead. That's a really good point. I would, of course, the parents are the, you know, the guardians and, you know, the actual parents and not the naysayers, but the so-sayers of their children. So I would love to at least start fostering those kids' dreams by inviting the parents out, and it can just be like a parent thing to where we have a luncheon and we figure out like what are your kids' passions, what are your kids' desires, and then going from there and setting a plan in motion.
That's good.
You know, you said something that resonated with me as far as when your daughter expressed interest in writing, that you found yourself looking outside of like Gallatin. So what would you say as far as like different areas like Gallatin or excuse me, Hendersonville or Nashville, how they kind of like, you know, have different platforms and different areas that people in the community can go to like tap into those types of things versus Gallatin. So like, you know what I mean? Like you were telling me about the classes you teach and stuff.
Yes.
So what do you think it is about those cities where they can develop and execute things like that on a regular basis for people to participate in versus why maybe something like Gallatin may not be there, or you understand the question?
I do, yes. So I think a lot of times what happens is those cities, especially like a city like Hendersonville, which isn't that much bigger than Gallatin, they mirror off of what Nashville does, and they find that model. I think in order for us to get to that same place that Hendersonville and Nashville are, we have to do the exact same thing and just kind of mirror what their economic development and their community development looks like, but we just make it our own. That way people don't have to be forced to spend the gas money or even spend the time in research and that kind of stuff. Everything can be, you know, one-stop shop. I understand that we're the nicest place in America, but we want to be the kind of like well-rounded melting pot kind of thing as well. The different resources definitely need to be brought to the area.
Are there other people in the community that you think who have things to contribute, such as yourself, maybe just don't know like the right steps to take, or I don't know?
I think there's, I don't want to say any names, but there are several people that could be brought to the table or brought to the forefront as well. There are some people that I want to bring in as well, you know, if indeed that I do get elected, to because it's all about it's all about who you know, it's all about those connections. So that's going to be the template for making sure that we bring those resources to Gallatin. So I have a couple people that I want to bring. I got some stuff.
Well, I think all of this is good. It actually gives us diversity, like y'all said earlier. Like most of the time, we are advocate sports and entertainment, and you know, it comes from like what you see. And we are, you know, people of physicality.
Right.
So anything physical, you know, and that's entertainment too. It doesn't have to just be sports. You know what I'm saying? We are natural entertainers. I mean, they used us for entertainment,
Right. That's
you
exactly
know,
right.
back in the day. So we have to, it's important that we have people that kind of look like us in spots like that. So you recognize who you talk to and want them to understand. Like we have this thing where we don't want our kids to be police or firefighters or judges or prosecutors, and me, I'm the exact opposite. Like I now by saying the police, I don't want people who supposed to be like street people, like out here being actual, like telling on people. That's not what I mean, but if we raise our
Inform.
kids to police our neighborhoods, you know, won't you be a local cop? You see what I'm saying? Like, if your child pulled me over and he 21, oh, you Alice's boy. Yeah, but you were still speeding. Well, yeah, I'm still more comfortable with you writing my speeding ticket because you see what I'm saying? I don't really have to worry. Or if it's a judge that I'm familiar with, even though he has to sentence me, I don't think that I don't want harshness to be in my mind. You see what I'm saying?
I understand.
It's not like I'm asking for a favor. It's just like we need a little bit more some people look like us so we'll feel more comfortable. You know, prosecutors on the other side, not always defense. I was telling somebody, like, if we have prosecutors or district attorneys that we grew up with and they got an offer, somebody that I know can walk up to me and say, bro, this is the best deal that they got for you. You better take this one. And you can believe them because it's somebody you know. So it's like the people that grew up here, that our Caucasian counterparts, you know, they have all of that, you know, and I'm sure they go through a struggle with, you know, being treated unfairly too, but some of them, they look like them and they probably establish more trust. So I think that's important, that we take care of ourselves locally, and also the people who think bigger. Like, it doesn't just have to be entertainment. And what you doing, I think that's the start of it. At a, like, council, mayor, judge, all that stuff looks good to me. His dad's the constable. Like, that stuff is what we need, and you don't see enough of it.
I think it's wonderful that you've chosen to step up to the plate with this opportunity.
Thank
you.
you.
I really hope everyone in the 5th District will do their part to support. Even if you don't vote, please make an exception this time. If you have any extra questions or anything, go to her website at www.deondramore.com. Also, you can follow her on Facebook and Instagram. I like, I guess, her little play on words, seeing more for Gallatin. I don't know who came up with that, but you need to keep them around.
Actually, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
That was pretty dope.
Well, there you
But
go.
just in regards to what you're trying to accomplish, or what you are accomplishing is great. In regards to the community, what do you need from them? Of course, you need them to vote, but strategically, what do you need from them in order for us to be successful? So what do you need from the community?
That's a really good question. I need your feedback. I'm pretty sure I can say this freely. Before I had even came out and told people that I was thinking about running for city council, all the way up until I turned in my paperwork and officially announced my candidacy, I had asked what were some of the concerns that people in that district had. And a lot of the response that I got was pretty much negative. It was either that people didn't care or that it didn't matter. It does matter. I'm here to tell you that I'm not only as a candidate, but as a resident of the area, that it does matter. The thing that I need the most from people that live in that district and beyond is that feedback. I don't need for people to think that it doesn't matter. I know that sometimes in the past it's been shown to you that it doesn't matter, but it does. I need everything. I need the concerns that you have. I need your needs. I'm the person that's going to be knocking on your door asking you, what do you need from me? So I need that feedback.
So let me say this, because she didn't come on here to say this, but this is it's a process. And it is an election, so she need money. She's not gonna say it. She's a humble spirit. She's having a benefit dinner. She's not even asking a lot. $5 is not gonna win the election. So, and it might be a stretch. You can only give what you got. But if you can give 20, give 20. And really, 20 is not a lot. That's like you going to Wendy's like 5 times. Anyway, no, I'm just saying, like, because we want her to be successful. We want her to win. So, like.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so she's not going to ask, but we need that money. Well, she needs it. You see what I'm saying? Because we want her to have the best of whatever she needs. And I think if the community gets behind her and I know you got a website for this, but where could they give the donations and make it clear?
Yes.
Make it clear.
And set something up if you ain't got something.
Right.
No. I definitely have something
think she
in
got
place.
something.
Yeah, I definitely
She
have
ain't
something
stupid.
in place.
She ain't
I definitely have something in place. If you go to my website, once again, it's www.Deondra, it's DEONDRA more, MOORE.com. And you go to the contribute page, it'll take you right to my donation link. It's not funded, but it's done through a company called CrowdPack.
Okay.
And the lowest amount that you can donate is $1.
Okay, I'm gonna just you on the show now. We
Right,
black
right.
people are lazy. That I know. Sorry, y'all, not y'all, but I'm lazy. Forget black people. I'm lazy a little bit. I ain't finna click all that. I pull up
That's
on.
what I'm saying.
I'll pull up on your.
I'm not gonna
husband,
click
I'll
8
PayPal you.
pages to donate.
I do whatever.
Make
What's
the-
legal? You gotta tell us what. Cause I don't know how. Like I'll cash app you and put for such and such. You see what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Cause we don't like
Or
honestly.
do you have an office where your campaign is set up?
My house.
Oh, okay.
That's
Okay,
fine.
but let's say this. Even on the website,
Make it easy.
I'm not gonna click 4 pages
Exactly.
to donate.
You
So-
don't have to. It's literally as soon as you log into it, there is a contribute link.
Okay,
The only thing
okay,
that you
that's
have to do
better.
is just click.
That's
But I
good.
get what he's saying
Do
too.
you
I
got
don't
something
want to put a
easier,
lot of
though?
stuff.
Can they do it easy? Is that a
Can you
legal?
create a
What's the
Cash App?
name? Where you do a cash app to you? Because
I-
I know certain ways you can't do certain stuff.
Right. So, this is a campaign. So there are certain, like, I actually have
Right, tell us
reports
what we
that
can
I have
do.
to turn in.
Right.
So it's easiest to do it through the website because of that reporting process. Like, I have to turn all that stuff into my treasurer. But in the event that you don't have access to the internet, I totally hear what you're saying. You can PayPal. Everyone has a smartphone.
Okay.
Everyone has a
Yeah.
smartphone.
True that.
You can do PayPal, you can do Cash App, and the only thing that I would have to do is just like move it over to my treasurer.
Well,
So.
you probably want to do that. I'm talking about
Right.
click
Can
up
you
a
ask your
button
treasurer
Yes.
to do that, please?
real quick. That's like
Yeah. So
I wouldn't even
if
might
you
not go to
want
the
me
dinner.
to tell you my Cash App, I can.
Well, we do,
no
but at the same
create
time,
create
I was
one
gonna
Yes.
say just for this.
specifically for this,
maybe
that it'll
Right.
go
to your
directly
report.
to your
to
account.
your treasurer.
And then put it on your Facebook and everything so people know on your Instagram. So again, y'all, $5 is not gonna do a lot. $1 is, and this is me saying it, not her. So I don't want y'all to think she's money hungry. Listen, we need y'all support. Some of y'all ain't gonna vote. I mean, money make the world go round, but some of y'all not
You
gonna
talking
vote.
now.
So just put your money in there. Just be like, you know what? I ain't gonna vote, but here's X amount of dollars. Then don't say I ain't gonna vote. Here's $50. If you get 50, you should still vote. But again, that's just me.
I would much rather you vote than you spend money.
Right.
Quite frankly.
Okay, so now that we talked about money, how can people volunteer? Do you have a volunteer site? Do you have things
Yes.
that need to be done? And somebody may say, well, I'm off on Friday. Do you need any volunteers for this? How can they volunteer?
On my website, if you go to my website, there is a take action button. All you have to do is just fill it out with your name and telephone number and the days that you can work, and we'll go from there. Because I need more than not, I need right this current moment, I need canvassing volunteers. That way I can cover as much ground as possible
What
with
else
my
you need?
information and with my with my
What's
literature.
You need you to walk around and see what houses.
I want that.
Oh, well, let him
Walk
walk
to people's
around.
houses and
Yes.
stuff.
So,
I didn't
yeah.
know what.
Probably be
I
the
didn't even
best
know what
person
that
ever.
meant.
Yeah, it's
But
okay.
you know, I don't know
There,
everything. y'all.
unfortunately, there is somewhat of a negative connotation with the word canvassing, but I'm not going to get into that. But
You
so
wanna
yeah,
talk about the
I-
church people, don't you? Going to people's doors. It's okay. I can say what you can't say. It's okay. Go ahead. I say what you can't
So
say.
I definitely need help with that, and I am going to need help on election day more than anything. I understand it's a Tuesday, but that is actually where I need the most
Going
help
up
because
on a
there are
Tuesday.
4 precincts within my district that I need covered, and I am only but one person for 12 hours.
No, I ain't going no precincts.
No. So when I say precincts, I mean thank
Places
you.
to
So when I
vote.
say precincts, I actually
I'm
mean
voting.
voting
Right.
sites. One is First Baptist Church on East Winchester.
Okay, that's
the
gonna be
Union Elementary, yes. Howard Elementary is also very popular, and then I'm missing one. Union, Howard. First Baptist, and Guild Elementary, where my daughter attends.
Okay.
What
Pretty
does
popular
all
as
of
well.
that entail?
I literally just need you out there with campaign signs. I have hats and T-shirts that are being made currently. So something, and then you'll pass out these nifty flyers as well. Just basically convincing people last minute to vote for me and why they should.
The dinner. Will you tell us about it? Is it set in stone?
It is, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
can you tell them when the...
Yes. So my first campaign event for this campaigning season is Dinner with D. The D stands for Deondra. It is going to be a full service dinner. It's going to be completely free. The only thing that I ask is that you consider donating $5 is the bare minimum for donating, but it's going to be a 3-course meal. Ooh. It's going to be kind of a fine dining experience.
Wait.
I know, she said free. She said free and then a nice meal.
Hold on.
Served and where it's at.
No charge.
Yes.
$5 donation.
That's why I'm talking about the money, because she's
Fine
not going to
dining,
do it.
3 course. Now,
Yes.
Pete, we ain't doing that.
That's
If y'all
what I'm
pull
saying.
up to this dinner with $5.
And then
There you go.
But
Can't go to
listen,
Wendy's.
we still want you to
Have them
support.
standing at the door with a donation bucket right there.
We still want y'all
Charging people
support.
a
We
cup.
we want her to be at the top. We want her to have the best. You know,
can't
she
pull
already
up
paying out of
nowhere with $5,
pocket.
man.
That's what I'm saying. So you come in here with $5.
But that's cool, though. Like, I see what you're saying, but you need people like us
Right.
to say, y'all bet not show up to
Right.
this woman dinner with 5. You just click on that link with them $5. You come to this dinner.
Right.
Yeah, you need to be selling dinner tickets, probably like Gallatin be doing with the football thing. Don't they got them like cards? That's what I would do. But I mean,
What's the dress? What's the attire?
So the dress, you can come as you are.
my God.
There's
fine dining.
Right.
there's you don't have to come in like full penguin suit like out to the dinner. I mean, at the end of the day, it is at a Clearview Rec Center. I mean, it is at the Clearview Rec Center, so it's at like a park, but it's gonna be I call it a dining experience, because where I teach customer experience, like it has to be an experience. Like anything that I do is not, excuse my French, it's not half-assed. So, but the reason why I decided to do a dinner with D was because campaign meet and greets are great. You get the opportunity to speak to your constituencies. There are questions that are submitted or questions that are created before, which is another event that I have done is the campaign meet and greet, presented by the Gallatin Chamber of Commerce on October 15th. That is going to be the Monday before my dinner. But one of the ways, this is just me personally, that I get to know someone is to have dinner with them, aside from, of course, like moving in and living with them. So I decided, So I decided to set a dinner where that way that it's low impact. People can actually sit down and have dinner with me, and then I can get those concerns addressed in the event that I wasn't able to get those concerns, like walking around and talking to people. And they can find out what I'm about, what my platform is about, and what my plans are as well.
Okay.
I don't know if you said this already or if I'm missing it, but what date is the dinner and the Chambers of Commerce thing?
Certainly. So the Chamber of Commerce thing is going to come first. That is the State of the City address that's going to be presented by Mayor Paige Brown. There is a luncheon that it does require a ticket, but the free event is going to be Monday, October 15th at Vol State Community College in the Caldwell building. And that is from 6 p.m. until 8 p.m.
Is this yours?
No. My dinner is dinner. Yeah. So my dinner is dinner with D, and that's the following day on Tuesday, October 16th.
The day before early voting starts.
That's correct, yes. And I'll be pushing that as well. The early voting starts on October 17th, the following day.
Okay, so if anybody wants to have a registered to vote party or whatever,
Yes.
I don't want to go up there by myself. Y'all call my phone if you know me personally. We can all go up there together and kick it. We can put something together, because a lot of times with us, it's just like we ain't got no get up and go for the cause. We need a reason. A lot of times, you see what I'm saying? Like, we don't have urgency, so it's like gotta kind of do different stuff to make us get up. So, do you have I ain't talking about somebody spearheading, but like people like helping you just in the community like us. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like somebody be like, hey, won't y'all go? Do you have like a team of?
I have a campaign manager and an assistant, but she lives in Georgia, so that's not much help.
I want to work with the campaign manager.
Right. Right.
Oh,
That's what we try. Yeah, that's
Work with the campaign.
right. You don't want to be in charge of it.
Right.
We just want to help though. We want to do what we can.
So and she's pretty much just taking on that role, but it's only so much that she can do. Like I said again, because she lives in Georgia and she's a stay-at-home mom and wife, so her time is pretty much tied up. But pretty much it's just myself and my treasurer Jess.
Yeah. See, we can't. No,
Right.
you got to.
So
We
how
have to wrap
about
it
this?
up.
Let the community know what you need.
Right.
And I will try to help as much as
Okay.
I can. For real.
Right.
Also,
Same.
before we get into that, I don't want to forget, but we're all talking about everyone going to vote.
Yes.
I just want y'all to know, tomorrow is October 1st. Mm-hmm. The last day to register is October the 9th. That's 9 days, not including the weekend.
Get it
right?
done this week,
And where do
y'all.
you have
And
to
it's
go
not
to
including the
register?
weekend. We need y'all out there.
Where do you have to go to register again?
You go to it. Literally, this is the website. So I'll say it slowly. It's ovr.govotetn.gov. And that's where you go to register to vote. The only thing that you would, of course, need to have, even when registering to vote online, is a Tennessee driver's license or photo ID, because you have to put that information in when you go to vote online.
What if it's suspended?
Um,
It's a valid question.
Look,
It's a valid
if
question.
you just need a photo ID. Your photo ID
yeah,
can't
your
be
photo
suspended.
ID cannot
no,
be
the
suspended.
job-
Yeah, no.
It's all good. You asked a good question. It's probably suspended.
So you can either choose to register to vote online, which I find is easiest because you can do it from the comfort of your own bed or your own couch, or you can go to the Sumner County Election Commission. Once again, it's located inside the Sumner County Administration Building, and they can have you fill out a registration form. It's a very short form, no more than just a few questions, and they can go ahead and get you registered in, and they can even print out the card for you right then.
And
So what if? Sorry. So what if we like? Dang, we got. What if we open up the doors here early? I'm gonna talk to my producer, y'all. What? Tomorrow be the 1st, or what? Next Sunday be the what? The 6th, 7th.
I'm sorry, the 7th. Yes.
so next time is the 7th.
So what? Hold on. What if we have a computer up here and we open up our doors about 2 hours early and we help people register to vote if they can do it online?
Right, and that was gonna be my next thing. I know you just said it on air, but I'm gonna get you to tell me so I can write all of this
Certainly.
down after, because I'm going to take responsibility tonight to post all of this on my social media.
Okay, thank you.
Because we probably won't air this until Sunday. We need to get it out,
Right.
and I want y'all to do it as well,
Right.
to get all this information and how to register, and we can put something out there if we need to get an area to where people can come and do that. If we need to meet them somewhere, whatever,
Yeah.
to get her.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, though, I got 2 more questions.
Certainly.
So, on voting day, what are all of the different things people are voting for?
Really great question. So, of course, we have our federal election, which is going to be for our governor as well as House of Representatives and Senate. We have municipal elections, so that we are re-electing the mayor, District 5 for including myself and my opponent, District 3, and at large.
Where can people find out information? So if someone watches this and they like, okay, you sold them or whatever, where can they find out information just about who's running and all that kind of stuff, if that makes sense?
Yes, of course. So they can go to Vote Sumner, SUMNERTN.com. Or they can just Google Sumner County Election Commission, and it's got the early voting calendar. It's got a condensed sample ballot as far as who's going to be in the ballot for November 6th. And then it's also got a list of who's going to, of course, be on the ballot.
Awesome.
Now
And
we
last question.
providing all this information. It's not really for y'all to go vote for other people. Do that, but we really want y'all to vote for her. But that was a good question,
Right,
though.
but
But
they
go
gonna have to
ahead.
vote for more than just that.
Right.
though.
Yes.
Right, but our primary focus is her. But go ahead. You right.
Vote for Deondra Moore
Right.
and subscribe to Research TV. Make sure y'all do that too, and click like and share this video, please.
I want to hear your pitch, though. Just last but not least. So, like, just pitch us, because you're like an entrepreneur. Like, why should people vote for you?
It's a wonderful question. So with me being an entrepreneur and a mom and a community leader, why you should vote for me is because not only am I a resident, but I'm a mom. So it's very important for me to be out there in the community and knocking on your door and on your front porch, listening to what your concerns are. And you deserve a candidate that is going to be like your next door neighbor.
Right. Is your opponent a local?
Yes.
Okay. Are they super local?
Yes.
Like North Side local?
Yes.
They live on the north side. Yes.
The sitting councilman, I'ma say it, she ain't gonna say it.
Oh,
Look,
that's what I
I'ma
was
say she answered that question great. Go vote for her because you ain't been voting for one. Don't y'all want to change on in the 5th district? Well,
Oh yeah, we want to change. I just wanted to make sure. No, like
No, I'm talking about her pitch though.
no, I'm saying like go vote for Deondra.
Right.
But if it don't come out how we want it, now that we got people listening about
Right.
voting and who's doing what, then if it don't go how we want, we'll know. Like, dude, you
Who
from
to
the
hold
community.
accountable.
Like, we're
Right.
gonna start holding you accountable since we didn't get in who we want to get in. You see what I'm saying? That's all. But vote for Deondra Moore, y'all.
Right. That's how we make a change.
Amen.
Just like y'all did for Obama. Just go vote for Deondra.
Right. Well,
I'm just saying. If y'all can vote for Obama,
It
y'all can
sounds
vote
like
for
you're in the
Deondra.
community regardless of whether you get voted in or not. So
Very
I
much
hope
so.
that
So,
you
yeah.
continue to have the support that you need. I hope that you can get to a platform where you do have sponsors and people donating. Even though I'm pretty sure, I mean, it's very greatly appreciated that you do all that hard work. So if no one's told you yet, thank you.
thank you so much. You're very welcome.
Yeah,
I couldn't have done it without a community. So thank y'all for
right.
it.
True that.
Girl, you know that ain't no problem.
Oh my God.
Try not
But
to
you're
have
very
kids.
welcome.
And
Yeah.
it was at that
in
moment.
the event that this, does not turn out the way that we all hope for, the show is not going to stop. It's going to keep rolling.
Right. Okay. That's what I was gonna say. How often is the council voted for?
Every 4 years.
Every 4?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Huh. So.
And let the people know this is actually more important than like voting for the president, just because it actually affects
You. Yeah, that's one thing. Like, I've never experienced a president where I felt the effects of the president, or I wasn't knowing. You see what I'm saying? My struggle's been my struggle the whole time, but I know federally I probably can't feel it, but locally, like when you look around and start hearing stuff and get older, you could tell, like, dude, if we would have done this, that probably would have, like, the judges you vote in and the sheriffs you vote
all
in.
the people you have to vote, because I've looked online and it's sometimes it's confusing to figure out who's running for what they stand for, because you got to figure out who's running, go see what it is, you know what I mean? So I think when people know where to find that information, you can better process it.
When you, excuse me, when you tired of running over that pothole, it's people like her who's gonna get that pothole fixed for you.
Yes, that's part of the infrastructure.
That's the effect of a local vote.
Do you have a D or a R beside your name on the when we go vote?
No, I'm running as
good,
independent, so
good.
it'll just be an I.
Good.
Yeah, you wasn't here.
I will tell you that when you go to vote, whether you do early voting or vote on election day, you will have to choose a ballot. And with me being an independent candidate, and just for this district, you'll see my name either way. So you don't have to worry.
So what that means is typically people, when you register to vote, you pick a party, whether that be Republican or Democrat. She is independent. So regardless of whether you choose Republican or Democratic, you will see her name.
Good. Cause if we could do it real quick, I see on both sides of the spectrum. I always have, but like I used to identify with the Democratic Party as a whole. But like if you dig a little bit, it'll make you sick on both sides. Really, you hear the rhetoric. I don't like what any of them stand for. Like, I wish everybody was independent and we can judge them by their real morals instead of have to go by the standard of Democrat or Republican. I think we'll be better served that way. So I'm glad you're running as an independent.
I mean, I'm just so excited. Like, I think it's amazing that you just did all this. So I keep looking over my questions. I feel like I've asked everything.
You have. You
really
done.
have
You done
asked.
your.
Right,
You done
right.
your part.
You've asked enough. Thank you, Alex.
Well,
We
this is for
appreciate
the
it.
women,
You do,
Deondra.
okay.
Oh my
She
God.
gotta be. That's a.
So how can you
that's a
balance?
chef's
How can
tactic.
you
Right, I actually
struggle?
got somewhere I
Or
gotta go.
excuse me, how do you manage?
Oh no, I struggle. You answered it right.
Well, how do you manage taking care of everything? Because being a mom and all that stuff is, a lot.
You
within
better say.
itself.
You better say what you.
I already told you. I have a phenomenal support system, so that definitely helps. It doesn't help. It literally keeps me pushing forward. I have a wonderful partner that helps with both of my girls, and it helps me in tremendous ways. I was actually fussing out today. I was like, "Is my hair right? Is my outfit right?" So he's my end all be all. My mom is a huge support. Hi, Mom.
Yeah.
So she's a huge support as well. She's actually the one that watches my youngest daughter, and she picks up my oldest from school. So just having that support system definitely keeps me pushing everywhere along. If I didn't have it, it wouldn't take a long time.
Yeah. So see, you can be it all as long as you have a support system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, true that. Neil always say the community. That's what he say all the time. It works. We got to
I'm
do.
excited about this dinner though.
Yeah, we got to do what we got to do to help. What I will say is, I won't say y'all haven't done a good job, but reach out. Like, there are people like us who will help. Sometimes we just don't know. You see what I'm saying?
I
Or
was
you
talking
hear
about
about
that
it and
with
it slip
Nick
your mind. You
earlier.
got to keep it in front of us.
Right.
That's what it seems like with Gallatin a lot. Not necessarily because you know how we were talking about like Nashville, Hendersonville, all that stuff. Not necessarily that there aren't those opportunities, but I just think that everyone's doing their own thing and
Right.
they haven't all just been connected, So I think we can all just like get more connected.
Right. So get phone numbers, call
There's
people.
power in numbers. So
Yeah, do all that, and you might end up somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? Like, it might be bigger than what you thought. And you got all this support and people behind you, because we ain't had nothing. We ain't had nobody to go be crazy about. It's just we've been taking whatever they've been giving us for so long. Because I ain't even ever heard of 5th District. If I have, I ain't paid no attention. You see what I'm saying? So. Don't be afraid to reach out to anybody. All they can say is no, and you got to learn to accept those in politics.
Right, absolutely.
So reach out, and
Yeah,
I'm gonna
and-
do the same.
Yeah, and like you were saying, like you don't think that you paid attention, and and a lot of times it's not necessarily that you're not paying attention, but maybe when it's unfamiliar, it kind of just is whatever. You know what I'm saying? So just having this conversation, you can have this conversation with everybody
Right.
that you come in contact with, or just day to day, you can have this conversation so they'll actually know what 5th District is and what, like I asked you, like, what does the council person do? You know what I'm saying? Like, just having that conversation just day to day,
Right.
just letting them know, so then maybe it'll dawn on them like that this is important because I know what it is now. So I think that's a wonderful thing that you're doing. I'm so excited. So excited. I really am. Because, it's kind of been, it's kind of been the same here. You know what I'm saying? For like so long. But I think it would be great to just drive through the 5th District and see like different things.
Yes.
New things happening, that's different from the past. So, like, that really makes me excited.
I don't know. My mind's just always going. That's why I ask so many questions. But like, do you go to like different organizations to campaign and like, I don't know.
Different organizations, different businesses. I've been to different churches.
I was gonna say, which churches did you go to?
I've been to a couple. I've been to First Baptist on East Winchester. I was supposed to go to Key Stewart today, but I was feeling under the weather and I did not spread those germs. So I've been to West Eastern Church of Christ. I'm actually prepared to go and visit them. My next stop, so to speak, will be, I know they went to a church, I think in Memphis today. It's on Upper 1, I believe more. So.
Nice. Yeah, I think you definitely have to go to all of those places.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, that's cool. And I don't know what schools are like when it comes to that kind of stuff.
They're really, of course, not keen on like campaigning that kind of
Right.
stuff until election day. But I have a really good relationship with my child's principal. She goes to Guild Elementary, so.
Oh, nice.
That's good. That's really good.
Oh, what are they gonna be serving at your dinner?
There will be regular like meat lasagna, and then there will be seafood lasagna, a salad, and then there is going to be a dessert, but I haven't quite decided if we're going to do the dessert yet.
And did you say where it was at?
Yes, it's going to be in Clearview Recreation
Oh, that's
Center,
right. That's right. Yep.
which is
All
in the
right.
heart of the district. So.
Yes.
Well, final thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. I hope this was informative. I know we usually have stuff a little more spicy, but I was actually really into this today. We can't be all entertainment, like fun all the time. We have to talk about stuff that that we're not accustomed to talking to, and it may bore you, but you have to get out of that to move forward, because if you stay doing what you've been doing, you'll get what you've been having. So we have to be forward thinking even on this show. In closing, we appreciate it. Y'all click like and share this video. Subscribe to Research TV. My name is Brandon Rickman. You can follow me on Facebook.
I'm Alexandria. You can follow me on Facebook as well.
I'm Brittany Carey, and I would like to say, like Brandon was saying, we need to, sometimes we have to have these conversations. And I know I speak to people often, and they feel that the stuff, like they're older, and this is how it's been, and it doesn't affect me, or I don't care about it. But I would like people to understand and realize that even if you feel like it's too late for you, you have children, and your children experience things. So at least want something. Let your children feel the change if you feel that you can. I hope that you realize that you can, but even if you don't feel that way, think about the kids, So I would just like to say in closing, just get out and register to vote. Please, please, please vote for Deondra.
More
Deondra
for Gallatin.
Yes, more for Gallatin. So just vote. You, like I said, you can follow me on Facebook. I did say that I was going to, put different thoughts for y'all to give me feedback. Tell me what's on your mind. I try to do some entertaining things for y'all. So just follow me on Facebook.
Deondra, in closing?
Yes, in closing, thank y'all for having me, and thank y'all for creating the space. I'm actually a pretty huge fan of the podcast, so I'm definitely honored to be here. But in closing, as Brittany said, I echo her sentiments to definitely get out there and go vote. Last day to register to vote once more is October 9th. Please, please, please make sure that you register to vote. Like I said, go to your local election commission and do it. Or you can do it online. You can follow me on all social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at @SeenMore
And that's our show for today, ladies and gentlemen. Catch us next Sunday. We'll be back. Thank you.
Can't believe I made it.